Hey there.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How was your vacation?
Good. It was a nice little break that was desperately needed.
Oh, I bet.
How many emails did you come back to?
There were over 200.
Well, that's not bad. Hey, Kathy.
Hello.
Kim,
And
John.
Linda.
Eric, we can't see your face.
Do you need to?
But we miss you.
Hello. Hey, Chris.
of course, just as I was starting the meeting, the computer wanted to run an update.
Oh, isn't that always?
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy, love your backdrop.
For our Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
Somebody's been practicing Zoom.
No, somebody's been on way too many Zoom meetings.
Yes. So you can tell Jim by my bundled up attire that I'm no longer in that warm place.
You
Well,
poor
it's probably
thing.
a little thin, isn't it?
It's a little thin, you're right. Today's just one of those days, no matter what. Even if it was thick, it feels cold out there because of the dampness.
Dampness. Yep, absolutely. You ready to go back?
Yes.
Yes.
Once I'm done with the town board, I'm certainly going to be down there longer in the spring.
Okay.
No doubt.
Mhm.
Because I'm not missing anything right now.
Hi, Jim and Linda.
Hey, Gary, how are you?
Gary,
Good. You?
This is the first time I've actually seen Gary live on a Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Gary, this is
True. Yes,
we
you're
gotta
right,
make
Doug.
a note of this.
Well, I
Ed?
figured it might be.
There's
the
Terry,
first one I ought to get
Jared.
on. Jim. Everybody.
Background.
Good. Terry.
Boy, somehow we gotta get Terry fiber down that end of Middle Cheshire Road.
What's that?
Somehow we gotta get you fiber on Middle Cheshire Road.
It'd be great
I
if it
know.
was anywhere.
I don't know.
I know.
Gotta do. Frontier is just such a pain in the neck. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Got to get it down here.
I know it.
Hello, Gene.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
Good. You?
I'm doing well, thanks. Good to see everybody. Hey, Sam.
Good, Sam. Yeah.
Sam, where's the baby? Sam, where's the baby? We want to see the baby.
She's eating.
Oh, all right.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. If you guys are ready to, maybe we should wait another minute, see if anybody else wants to get on.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Gary.
Kathy, just so you know, I've admitted everybody in the room. It looks like we have about 15 participants, so it looks like there are some residents that have joined us.
That's good.
Yeah, that's better than when we are live.
All right, I guess we can get started. Sorry for the cheesy background, but that is my regular flag, which is kind of sad. So I figured I'd do this for the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'd like to call to order this meeting, May 18th, 2020, of the Canandaigua Town Board. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know if I'll disappear, but we'll see. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of
the United States of
America
And to
and
the
the
republic
the republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
All right, I will switch back to my boring room.
Oh, you should have kept it up.
Yeah, it's a little distracting when I move in the background, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah, your head changes shape.
Yeah. All right, Jean, if you could call the roll, please.
Certainly. Councilman Gary Davis,
Present.
Councilwoman Linda Dvorak,
Present.
Councilman Terry Fennelly,
Present?
Supervisor Kathy Mennicott,
Present.
Councilman Jared Simpson.
Present.
And Jean, could you also confirm that the meeting has been properly advertised?
That is correct, it has.
Okay. Hopefully no one had any trouble getting in. I see we, and Doug, you said we have a couple of people from our community. So I know with the county last time we had problems with people getting on. So oh, we just switched over. I'm losing you. Okay, thanks. So next, if we could, I'd like to go over the birthdays for this month. May 24th, we have Chris Jensen. May 24th, we also have Mike Boyce. May 25th, Joyce Marthaler. May 25th, Terrence Robinson. And going into June before our next meeting, Tyler McMahon. So happy birthday to everyone on that list. And I hope you have a great day and a great year.
Does anybody else just have a white Zoom color on their screen?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'll figure it out.
Check your audio or the video rather.
Yeah, no, I have the, I think it's Doug's screen and all you guys.
Yeah, it's the agenda, Jean.
Yeah,
That's what we're sharing.
Nope, don't have that. I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect.
all right.
I don't know what happened. Okay, here I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
never lost you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. We also have written communications. They were attachment 1 on the agenda. If you got the agenda off the internet, if you'd like to look at them, they are available on the internet under government and I believe town board and then agendas. Next, we have our first privilege of the floor. Is there anyone who would like to take advantage of privilege of the floor at this time? Okay. If anyone, okay, doesn't look like anyone, not everyone's muted. Okay. Priority business, do we have any? No, I don't think so. Presentations, do we have anyone from East Bloomfield Fire District to give us a presentation on their submission to our agenda?
I don't think so, Kathy. I think they were just sharing it with us.
Okay, great. We have no public hearings or continued public hearings. Reports of town officials and department heads. Jim Fletcher, Highway Water Superintendent.
I submitted my report with the agenda. Again, we continue to have large volumes of trash and C&D for the month of May. We are collecting again at the transfer station for construction debris and for electronics. One thing, I think it's a little early to say, but I'm hoping soon most of the residents have cleaned out their house for the year. If we continue at this pace of getting rid of solid waste, might have to look at October. I say October, we'll see where we're at with what we spent with getting rid of it and what we have left in our budget. Just keep that in mind when we get closer to that, because we think we budget $85,000 to dispose of it, but we might be over budget if we continue the way we're going. Just keep that in mind.
Jim, are you seeing an uptick in the revenue from buying the transfer station coupons then for those kind of things? The C&D at least?
So Linda,
We lost you, Jim.
Last week when we first started collecting again, it was $785 for just 1 week.
Is that good? Is that a big number?
We can hear you now.
Stand by.
Jim, I just reported that last week when I collected the money, it was $785. But that's a Usually it's between 5 and 700, 5, 600.
Can you hear me now?
Sometimes it's 300 or 400. It really kind of depends on the weather. So it's a little bit on the higher side.
It is, but keep in mind there was about a month or so that we weren't collecting. So hopefully we break even with what we had budgeted. So
Okay.
Okay, here I am. Sorry about that. I don't know. Well, Linda, I'm sorry. The question was if you guys,
Well, I think Jean answered it for us. She was
Okay.
telling us what the revenue was from sale of transfer station tickets.
okay, that's good. Thank you, Gene.
You're welcome.
Anything
Uh,
else?
That's it. Is there any questions for me?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if Pam's on. Do we have anyone from the assessor's office?
no, I don't believe Pam is with us this evening. I know
Okay,
she had
Pam.
provided a report though.
Yep, I did see that. Thank you to Pam. Ray Henry or anyone from historian?
Yeah, just on that note, real quick, Kathy, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep jumping in here, but Ray did officially submit his letter of resignation effective July 1st. So hopefully we can do something for him, with him,
Right.
in person at some time over the summer. So
Okay, yes, that would be great. Jean, town clerk.
I have nothing further to report. You do have the report that I submitted and the attachments, and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Eric, planner?
I did submit my report and happy to answer any questions if you have any.
No? As for me and Deputy Supervisor, we have our reports attached. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to go over. Things change so quickly, so I'm trying to keep track of what we spoke about. I can't think of anything else that I want to report right now. I don't know if anybody else has any questions about things that are going on in terms of phases and reopening. Not that I know any more than anybody else because it changes so often, but I'd be happy to answer any questions on that. Other than that, I'll rely on the report that's been submitted. Okay, excuse me, reports of committees, boards, and commissions.
Kathy, did you skip over Doug?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. I checked him off my list. He's checked off as if he spoke. Sorry, Doug.
that's okay. That's okay. I was actually, Terry, are you connected now, Terry? I just want to make sure you're connected because it's in a text message. I think your screen may have froze up, Terry. Terry, you there?
Oh, I don't see him. I have
Yeah.
mine in film strip mode and I can't see everybody, so.
Yeah, I think, Terry, you may have froze up
Yeah, I
if you
am
can
now.
hear us.
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
you're here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
we can now.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
We can
Yes.
hear you now, Terry.
Can't see you, but I can hear you. Oh, there you are.
Just real quickly, Terry, Terry had sent a text message there while we were going through those reports. Sorry. Just real quickly, I want to touch base with you on two different things. Number one, the governor had referenced last week allowing beaches to open. And Samantha is with us here this evening, actually, for this conversation relative to Parks and Recreation as well as healthcare, if you have questions. But cut right to the short of it, we don't have the lifeguards in place for us to open up this weekend as we would normally with the certifications and everything. So we're not going to be able to open our beaches this weekend. By the time we get our lifeguards in place and get some updated certifications, we're probably talking about the middle to end of June, right around July 1st. So Samantha and I spoke earlier. That is our target, the middle of June to end of June, right around July 1st, to have the beaches open. Honestly, it's a little bit cold right now anyway, so hopefully it's a moot point. But I know that I've been talking to John Goodwin this morning. I think we have a conference call tomorrow morning with the county also, just to hopefully make sure everybody's on the same page in terms of that. In terms of recreation, enrollment numbers are down in terms of recreation overall. So Samantha, I don't know if you have any update for me. You and I did not get a chance to talk about that earlier when we talked, but you know, relatively speaking right now, it doesn't look like it's probably going to be worth it for us to run our half-day recreation programs just because of the enrollment being so low in terms of that. And then in speaking with a number of the department heads and everything today, in terms of town hall, our overall plan is still officially to open it up June 1st back to normal hours as part of phase 2, the 8 to 4. But we're going to try, Gene and I were talking about maybe doing a soft opening later this week or next week where we start to unlock the doors again and just see if there's any type of adjustments or anything we need to make as people are coming and exiting the building. We'll obviously be having a log like we did right before we closed down in case there is some sort of situation where we need to contact people. I did see a communication from the court that they're going to be taking, or at least as recommended, taking temperatures before people enter the building. I don't know that we have that capability right now for us to do that, everybody entering and exiting the building, but that's something we'll have to look at as part of the overall reopening plan. And I just got another text message from Terry that he lost connection again. So with that, I can answer any questions, but just keeping you guys updated. So.
Okay. Should we wait for Terry? Is he on the phone at least, or?
I think he might be reconnecting right now. Let's see here. I think he is connected, but I don't see audio here. He says he's back. All right, Terry. We haven't heard you yet, but he says he's back. So.
Okay, as long as he can hear us for now. So reports of committees, boards, and commissions. You're back. Okay, so Linda, finance.
I don't really have anything to report. That, you know, most of us were all at the finance meeting, and so not it's not a particularly exciting time.
Okay. Planning, Terry, if you're there. I don't know if you can hear us, Terry, but we can't hear you. All right, we'll come back to you. Jared, environmental.
You have the report that Caitlin submitted in there. We continue to work on the website, looking at more resources for kids, and also a push this month for more backyard composting. And hopefully by June, we'll have some numbers and some results for that. But no better time than when you're stuck at home to throw your scraps in a pile out behind your house and get it composting. So hopefully there will be some people doing that.
Okay, great. Gary, ordinance.
Well, there's an attachment of our last meeting that we had. We have some items that we're getting taken care of through the different committees and boards we have to go through. Later this summer, more than likely, we'll have some things to put before the public for a public hearing on different items.
Okay, Terry, we'll try to come back to you again. Nope. All right. I don't think Chairman Euler is here from the planning board. Anyone else from planning? Anyone from zoning board of appeals? Environmental conservation board? Citizens implementation committee. Sorry, I can't speak. Do I hear someone in the background? No. Parks and Rec? Anyone? Special events committee?
On the special events committee, Doug, didn't we receive an email today from Oksana about an event this Saturday morning in Cheshire?
Yeah, but that's, I believe, being organized by the fire department, not the special events committee. But
Yeah.
I mean, we can certainly notate that's the Cheshire Parade, and they'll be at least using part of the parking lot there at Pierce Park relative to the Memorial Day Parade.
Right, and I think it's going to be an auto parade, just, you know, stay in your car kind of thing, so. Anyone from agriculture committee? And drainage would be Chuck Euler, and he's not here. Okay, Terry, one last chance. I don't want to go on to any. I don't see you on there. All right.
Kathy, I think it says he is joining right now.
Okay.
on my little participant list. I'm not sure, but it looks like it's hung up on joining. So maybe he's in there now.
Maybe you can just text him to join by phone if that's
Yeah.
easier.
Yep,
Hey,
we'll do.
Kathy. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Can I say one thing about Parks and Rec Committee? Doug and I talked with Mark McNeil and let him know of the budget adjustment, and we're going to try to move forward with tentatively getting everything around for a movie night in case we can do that later in August. So we're going to try to see if we can, tentatively schedule the bounce house and all that, just so it is in place if we are able to do so.
Okay.
And then for the recreation, as Doug said, I've closed all the registrations online and got the refunds put in for people for our half-day rec programs. I haven't had an update from John Goodwin yet on the joint city day camp yet, so that's still open as of now.
Okay, thank you.
And I think Terry has connected with us, I believe.
Terry, are you there?
Maybe he's on mute.
He's unmuted, but you know what? His screen looks like it might be. Terry, can you hear us? I think we've lost him.
No, we can see him. But he's
We
not
can
moving.
see him, right? Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that's
Shouldn't laugh at the poor guy. Because Frontier's going to get earphones.
Oh, like Darth Vader.
Hmm.
All right. Well, if Terry comes back, we'll let him give his report.
Mm,
Or maybe he can.
Type it.
Terry, if you can hear, maybe you just want to connect with your phone. If that way you can stay on.
I'll send him a text message here.
Okay.
This is crazy. We're waiting for him.
Blink
All
once
right.
for yes, Terry.
We lost Doug now.
No, I'm here.
All right. We lost your picture temporarily.
Okay, I'm just sending him a text message.
All right. So I will give it 2 seconds and then we'll move along because we still have a quorum. So he can come back in when he's. All right. We'll go slowly until we can try to get back on.
He just sent me a text message. No report.
Okay. For resolutions, resolution number 2020-119, acceptance of monthly financial reports.
Kathy, before you go into your resolutions, I'm sorry, did you want to do that privilege of the floor?
Did I miss one? I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. We have our next privilege of the floor before we go into resolutions. Does anyone want to be heard? Okay. I don't know if we have anyone still from the community. I know we had some. I don't see anybody right now. All right, now to our new resolutions. Resolution number 2020-119, acceptance of monthly financial reports.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I didn't hear Terry. Should I include him?
I think Chris Nadler is with us, but maybe we should just count him as
No,
absent.
just put Terry as abstained.
Yeah, we can put him as abstained.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
And then if he pops in, then we can, that's why I said we have a quorum. So.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Doug, I don't know if you want to text him and see if he wants us to wait for him. If he's something, especially for this next one, we can start it and then we can maybe even come back to it. Resolution number 2020-120, authorization for health insurance services for the 2020-2021 renewal cycle.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? I know that Sam had looked into the prices for people to self-pay the difference between the silver package and the gold package, if I'm using the right terms. I don't know if you've heard from anyone on this, and I don't know how many people are on this plan. I have some concern, you know, our situation being in the middle of the, oh, hi, Terry. Does
Am I
Erin,
back?
does Erin know you have her iPad?
Yeah, my assistant, IT tech support just came in and helped with the situation.
So we just started talking about the health insurance, the agenda 2020-120, and I was inquiring about any feedback from any of the employees who were on that gold package and how that might affect them. Doug, how much money will this save the county? Not the county,
and Sam is with us, and she can give us specific numbers. But I know we have 2 in the highway, and I believe 5 in the town hall that are on the gold plan. So a total of 7 employees that are on the gold plan. The cost is, I think, about an extra $7,000, isn't it, Sam, for the town of Canandaigua for the gold plan versus the silver or bronze plan, approximately?
Yeah, it's a little over 5,000.
Okay, a little over 5,000. So $36,000 savings by eliminating the gold plan for the town of Canandaigua, which really will come into play, with the 2020, but also the 2021 budget, because our cycle year is July 1st to June 30th.
Right.
Right. Well, Doug, I think in our finance committee meeting, we discussed, is there anything that we want to do as a bridge, especially maybe offering it so that people who are interested in having a more defined amount of healthcare expenses would know, would be able to still buy it, but maybe in the first year we pay half, and then the next year, the person would have to pay all of it or whatever. But that was one of the ideas that was tossed around at finance. And I guess I'm wondering if we could do something like that so that we're not taking away a plan that 7 people are relying on.
Right. Well, it's not like we don't offer the other plans, and we offer both the HRA and the HSA contribution. The HSA contribution for those plans for a bronze plan, Sam, I think is what, $4,700 that we put into the HSA for the families to help offset any expenses that they have. Additionally, with the silver plan, with that being a little bit more of a hybrid plan, there's a $2,000 contribution to the HSA or HRA, depending on what they're getting. So that's factored into the overall cost. Plus the gold plan is an additional $7,000, or I'm sorry, she said it was just over $5,000 per employee on top of those costs. So the gold plan is very, very expensive for the town of Canandaigua. And that's a sizable amount that the town is paying for those employees who are on the gold plan versus what the town is paying for the employees, which is the overwhelming majority of the employees are either on the bronze or the silver, with only 7 on the gold plan. So it would be approximately $17,000 that we would have to find in the 2020 budget if we're going to offer that. Some of those, I believe, off the top of my head, some of those may, or 1 or 2 may hit, Sam, a special district, but the rest are hitting the general fund. So, and that's the fund that, we're concerned about. Some are hitting the highway fund also, but there's 2 in the highway department and then 5 in the town hall. Those would all be general fund expenditures.
So they'd be looking at, if they had the option to keep the gold, they'd be looking at about $200 a month more, $200 more per pay period out of their own pocket.
Period. So it would be $400 a month.
Yeah.
Right, $400 a month total, give or take. Plus that. Now, what was the $99 a month? Is that a flat fee, or is that, Sam, in your email, is that a flat fee, or is that each month per person on that gold plan?
It's a flat fee for all. So if you have 1 employee or 5 employees, it's $99.
Okay.
For the
So
HRA administration. So we have to pay that anyway because we have someone over an age limit to have the HSA. So we have to pay that 99 anyway. That's kind of what I
Okay.
was getting at, is the HRA
Okay.
comes with an extra cost, but we have to supply or provide it anyway, whether we get
All right,
rid
so
of the
that-
gold or not.
Okay, so that $99 wouldn't have any effect if we did leave them, give it the option for the gold plan then?
Right.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, that's 99 a month flat.
okay.
Sam, do you recall also the increase in the premium cost for next year for the gold plan? Was it an additional 8 to 10%? Do you remember what they told
I
us?
can't remember. It was under 10, but yeah, it was like 5 to 10. I can't remember exactly, but
Yeah, so that it would be an additional increase. That gold plan keeps going up. And keep in mind, you know, that's a very expensive plan for the town.
And we contribute how much to the HSA?
for which plan?
I mean, what's the what's their the deductible for the plans to get to 80% coverage or full coverage?
So the bronze plan is a high deductible. That for a family, the deductible is 13,000, and the
Okay.
town contributes 4,700 to their HSA. And the silver, I believe it's like 3,000, and the town contributes 2,240. And then the gold, I think it's like 2,000, and the town contributes 1,500.
Okay.
Around there.
And Jared, you wouldn't have been here, but what was it, 3 years ago, Sam? We really went through a deep analysis of the health insurance and what was going on. The town was paying a considerable amount of money in health insurance that really was not sustainable. So we reevaluated. We ended up even changing brokers. We looked at all the different plans. We had a broker come in and actually meet with our employees and figure out which plans made the most sense for the majority of our employees. And again, the majority of our employees are either on the bronze or the silver, with the 7 employees being on the gold plan. That's not to diminish or say anything bad about the gold plan. It's a really good plan. It's a very expensive plan for the town. And that's something that we've run into year after year, looking at these costs of health insurance, trying to keep them from skyrocketing is, you know, what could we do? So we've kept a pretty uniform strategy in terms of the contributions that the town is making, as well as a percentage of the increase over the prior year. But this gold plan, the cost just is so astronomical compared to the other two.
Right.
So eliminating gold plan would save 36,000, you said, on an annual basis? I mean, the
Roughly.
plan's annual basis?
Correct, yes.
Well, that was kind of the goal, was to eliminate the plan, so here we are.
I mean, I'm okay if we allow them the option to pay the difference in the premium if people want that. I mean, that'd be a pretty hefty price tag for some, to that $450 a month or whatever it'll be with a 10% increase. But some people might say it's worth it to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Just to have that option if they want to keep it and pay some extra out of pocket.
And at one point, we had talked too about potentially partnering with other municipalities to be able to have a better, I guess, cost structure. I don't know what the county or whatever, if we're still thinking about at some point doing that, but I would think that we'd get better costs if we could have a bigger group, maybe.
So there's a couple things about that, Linda, and you're right. We have talked about that a couple of times over the years. We currently don't qualify as part of the Finger Lakes Consortium because of our number of employees. You have to have a certain number of employees, so we don't qualify. In order for the county to do something, and Kathy, I think maybe we talked about this maybe a little bit last year with your first year, but it would also require the county, first of all, being willing to do that for us. And second, I believe it requires state legislation, which I know Tompkins County has done for their municipalities, but I haven't seen any movement from Ontario County being willing to take on that responsibility or to allow that to this point, but it's certainly something we can keep looking at.
I know it was something that we had talked about extensively at the beginning, like maybe the first quarter to half of last year, and I had looked into it, and a lot of other things came up in the meantime, and it sort of fell by the wayside, but it's certainly something. I know right now probably nothing's going to happen in the immediate future, but yes, you're right, we did require some legislation And I certainly can look into it again to see where we were. I don't know. I thought it was state legislation, not local legislation, but I don't recall.
Correct. It is.
Yeah.
I believe it is requires state legislation. Yeah.
Right. And I know that I had spoken to Pam about it way back when, maybe in May of last year. And again, other things came up, but it's, I certainly can look into that again and see where we stand on that.
And if there's counties that have done it, it means maybe it could be done. But the thing that I like about it is that it keeps the municipalities within the county more equal among themselves, so we don't have as much risk of poaching or something like that, where we might not be offering as great of healthcare, and so some of our employees might say, hey, look, they're offering a better situation. I think I'd like to go work with them. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a reason for keeping it equal is good.
Yeah.
Before
I know one of the things I talked to Doug different times about is in regards to why the employees could not be, municipalities couldn't be using the same thing as the state employees have. Because I know many years ago, when I worked for a county up north, we had the same health insurance as the state employees had. And naturally that keeps the cost down for everybody. But I was told that wasn't allowed to happen for municipalities. And I don't understand why. It would seem so that we would try to save as much money as possible for the employees as well as the employers throughout the state. And you'd certainly have a big number when you're using the insurance plan that New York State employees have.
Yeah.
We were part of that way back when I worked in Orange County, and I think it was a different system. It wasn't that you were necessarily in their same plan, but you were all contributing. So the number of insureds kept the cost down. And I don't remember the name of that plan, but it was a great plan, but I don't think it's available anymore. So, so you weren't necessarily part of the state system, but you were another purchaser in that big pool. So it kept the cost down. So.
Well, I know
there's also restrictions on numbers.
I know all the years I worked for the state that I always had the Empire State Plan, which is the same plan that I carried from the county over into the state, and nothing changed.
Yeah, but I will look into it.
It is a big line item in our budget. That's why I feel like we have to keep discussing it, even though year after year we do talk about it, but
yeah,
the size of it is huge.
and maybe it might be something that we have a couple of people working on, like a committee type of a situation. All right, so as far as would it be possible to have people still be able to purchase the difference if they wanted to?
Look, Sam, I just, before you guys talk about that, I just have a quick question.
We lost you, Doug.
No, at least it wasn't me this time.
We still got Terry.
Don't make any more statements, Terry, against Frontier. The meeting's over.
We're dropping one by one.
Well,
Maybe he's texting. Oh, well,
Sam, is Sam still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
oh, there you are, Doug.
Did you anticipate what his question was?
No.
Yeah, sorry, you guys. There was 2 calls coming at the same time and it bumped the Zoom thing.
Oh,
Sam, my question for you was, if we keep the gold plan, is there any additional costs for us for updating the WRAP document or any of those other documents that we have to file with Matson and Kellogg in our carrier?
No, we wouldn't have to update them this year. And then the only other cost was the whole HRA situation, which we have to pay for anyway. So there really isn't an additional cost to the town to keep it, at least for this year.
So then going back, Kathy, we could offer it. We're going to have to, obviously we need you guys to amend the resolution. We have to figure out the percentage, I guess. I don't know how we're going to say that, or just say that, well, I don't know. Sam, have you had a chance to run numbers to figure that out? Because we have, for these other 2 plans, it's a percentage.
Well, I didn't run to see what the percentage was. I just took what the town contributed to the silver and applied that to the gold, and then whatever was left was what I figured out to be the employee per pay period cost. So
Yeah, I think that
So
makes the
what-
most sense.
What was the amount?
I don't have it in front of me.
So we're going to need to put that in the resolution that the
Okay.
town would provide the gold, such and such contribution towards the gold plan.
Okay.
And the employee would be responsible for the difference if we're going to offer the gold plan.
Okay.
Right, and so we wouldn't need to put the exact amount, we would just need to describe what we were doing, because this doesn't even have the premiums in it. So we could just say, the gold plan, the employee will pay any excess premium over the silver plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
it would
good.
still be offered, but that the
That's
employee
perfect.
would pay the excess premium.
Okay, so we're amending that resolution. Can I have someone move to amend? Linda, would you move to amend? As you
And to
just said?
amend, to say that the gold plan will be offered, but that the town will be contributing at the silver level, and the employee would need to decide that it was worthwhile to pick up the rest.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of the amendment? Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries to amend. Now, as to the resolution itself, the amended resolution, do we have a motion?
I
So
think,
moved.
okay,
Second.
I'm sorry, who first?
Terry.
Terry.
Thank you.
Aaron.
Any discussion on the amended resolution? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you, everyone. Next resolution is 2020-121, purchase of a 40 cubic yard roll-off container.
So moved.
second,
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
All right, resolution number 2020-122, acknowledging and thanking town historian Ray Henry for his years of service to the
So
town.
moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? I think when we have Ray, I'll have lots of things to say, but at this point, I will hold my comments. Any further discussion? All in
No.
favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2020-123, thanking Congressman Reed and offering support for his request for federal funding for local government.
So moved.
second,
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Any-
one comment, is that in the fourth or fifth whereas down, it says 2 billion, is that? I just saw it when it was going, but yeah, right there. Says estimates state that 2 billion in sales tax revenue is lost. Should that be 2 million? Are you talking about for the town of Canandaigua or for?
No, statewide.
Okay. Okay. I just saw a billion in it. I know we're talking about a couple $1 million shortfall. That's what triggered it. So.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other further comments or questions? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 2020-124, waiving penalty and cancellation fees during COVID-19 pandemic.
so
So
moved,
moved.
So moved.
second,
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2020-125, acknowledging receipt of Bonadio 2019 Independent Accountants Report.
so moved,
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2020-126, soil erosion and sediment control surety. For
So
53
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I dropped my agenda, so I think that's the last resolution, correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
All right, next we have approval of the town board meeting minutes from April 20th.
So moved.
Nope. Second.
Any corrections, deletions, changes, or discussion thereof? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have payment of the bills. Jean?
Yes, utility abstract dated May 5th, 2020, totaling $10,329.80, with a general fund of $6,449.36, the highway fund of $113.84, and the water districts of $3,766.60. And the abstract dated May 18th, which was actually, no, that was last Tuesday, right? It was,
12th?
May 12th, yep. I'm sorry, yep, it should be May 12th, totaling $382,745.79, with a general fund of $73,769.81, highway fund of $271,634.38, capital projects of $28,188.33, lighting districts of $1,065.61, and the water districts of $8,087.66.
Okay, thank you, Jean. And I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
So
So
moved.
moved.
We have second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have privilege of the floor if anyone would like to be heard. Okay, nothing. Any other business, anyone?
Nope.
Our last privilege of the floor.
I would just like to say thank you to the town board for giving the employees the opportunity to look at and consider purchasing the gold insurance plan. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I am sure that a lot of people are relying on that. And having been through this many times in my career, I feel for anyone, especially at this time, but I hope it works out for everyone. Anyone have requesting executive session?
No.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
No.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah,
All
good
right,
night,
see you,
everybody.
everybody.
I didn't even get a chance to say anything.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm leaving the meeting
Aye.
for the 15th time, so
You left a lot.
I know.
This time we're good. See you.
This one's intentional, Jared. So
Okay. See you, Terry.
have a good night.
Thank Aaron for us.
Everybody.
I'll
Yeah.
do
Goodbye, Aaron.
Bye.
Good night.